Today we look at a very old franchise, a franchise that owned a decade of the 70s, a franchise that has legendary teams and legendary players, a franchise that's really been pretty golden in terms of standards and where they have been at, the accomplishments they've achieved. That includes how many Super Bowls they've won, where they've been. Just the success of the overall franchise has been great. And let's just take a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were established on July 8th, 1933, 84 years ago. Their first season was 1933. They play right now at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and they're headquartered in UPMC Sports Performance Complex in Pittsburgh, and their training camp is in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Overall, the Pittsburgh Steelers have been in the National Football League since 1933. They have been on the Eastern Division from 1933 to 1943, 1945 to 49, the Western Division in 1944, the American Conference in 1950 to 52, the Eastern Conference from 1953 to 69, the Century Division from 1967 to 1969, and officially they got to the AFC since 1970. So they have been to the AFC now, and they were a part of the AFC Central from 1970 to 2001, but they switched over to the AFC North from 2002 and so on. Their team colors are black and gold. Their mascot is Steely McBeam. The owner, pretty much the Rooney family. The president, Art Rooney II. The general manager, Kevin Colbert. And the head coach, as of right now, is Mike Tomlin. Now, team history overall, they were the Pittsburgh Pirates from 1933 to 1949, or 1939. They were the Steelers from 1940 to 42, and then switched over in 45 to present. But before they switched over to the Steelers once again, they were the Phil Pitt Steagles from 1943, and they were the Card Pit from 1944. They have won 6 league championships. Includes 6 Super Bowl championships: 1974, 1975, 1978, 1979, 2005, and 2008. They have won 8 AFC titles: 74, 75, 78, 79, 95, 2005, 2008, 2010. They have won the division 22 times. In the AFC Central, 1972, 1974 to 1979, as well as 1983, 1984, 1992, 1994, 1995, 1996, 1997, and 2001. And they have won the AFC North in 2002, 2004, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2014, and 2016. They've been to the playoffs 30 times. 1947, 1972 to 79, 1982 to 84, 1989, 1992 to 97, 2001, 2002, 2004, 2005, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2011, and 2014 through 16. The home fields that they played in: Forbes Field, 1933 to 1963. They also played in Shibb Park for 1943, Comiskey Park in 1944, Pitt Stadium 1958 to 1969, Three River Stadium from 1970 to 2000, and currently Heinz Field since 2001. So, a franchise that is bound to win eventually, and they are contenders as of right now. They have the ability of getting back to the Super Bowl once again, and they could possibly win 7. Like I said, one of the few franchises that has 6 Super Bowl titles. So, yeah, Pittsburgh is the standard of winning. Now, QB-wise, we all know about Terry Bradshaw, and we all all know about Ben Roethlisberger. The QB is going to be Ben Roethlisberger for the fact that he's had more success, he's had more, and just overall better numbers, just a better career Ben has had. And he is one of those guys that, honestly, when I do my list once again for all-time QBs, he might be on the list for all-time QBs. He might be number 10. He might make the top 10, is what I'm trying to say. Terry Bradshaw can't. He is definitely going to be an honorable mention for many years, but he'll never essentially be a top 10 quarterback of all time. But Ben Roethlisberger, he's huge. He's not easy to bring down. Like I said, big target, strong arm, fantastic leadership. Overall, everything you want out of a quarterback, out of a leader, is what you're going to get with Ben Roethlisberger. So he is a Steeler for life, and I got to put him as my QB. Pittsburgh has been so lucky to pretty much draft or just even have talented running backs throughout the years, whether it be the Bus or Franco Harris or Le'Veon Bell. It's great to see that. And let me tell you right now, Le'Veon Bell deserves a spot on this countdown at some point in his career if he keeps up what he's doing. But until then, we are going to have this pretty much backfield made of two legends. And the fullback is going to be Jerome Bettis, mainly because he's a lot bigger than Franco Harris in terms of just pure, he's a big dude. So handing him the ball at a fullback position, he'll still be able to run it effectively. He'll be a great running back and a great asset to the team. I know that just because his entire career has been fantastic. He is a Hall of Famer for a reason. A guy that's had 13,000 plus rushing yards in his career. It's a counter for son. He's a fantastic running back, and like I said, honestly, I would love to see the Bus once again out on that field. It would be amazing. Running back, it's going to be Franco Harris. Franco Harris, really having so much respect for the man just because of what he's been able to do throughout his entire career. Part of many Super Bowl runs, of course. Definitely a part of that 70s domination. A 4-time Super Bowl champion, multiple Pro Bowler and All-Pro, and a Hall of Famer. A guy that, like I said, can catch it and can run it. And like I said, having the Bus and Franco in the same backfield, it's scary. It's scary to think about, but it's true. Both of those guys together combines to making something happen that's just special. And so, to me, my favorite duo right now has to be the Bus and Franco in terms of backfield-wise. Can't wait to see where that would go. Now, with a solid backfield, you need solid receivers. You need solid weapons for Ben to throw to. He's going to throw to Antonio Brown. He's already pretty much established himself as one of the best Pittsburgh Steelers overall in the game. Like, honestly, Antonio Brown has made himself that man. And, he's been able to just work so hard to get there. And, he's still young. He's still going to keep going, of course. He's still got years in him. But this is a man that, by far, in my honest opinion, deserves to be on this list. Multiple-time Pro Bowler, multiple-time All-Pro, definitely an MVP candidate. Definitely, I'm pretty sure he's had the most receptions twice already in his career in the entire league. Just a dangerous playmaker and a guy that can get open. Just such a hard worker. And honestly, that's what you need to be a great team. And Antonio Brown on this team, special. Now bringing up special, you got on the other side Hines Ward. Now that's special. Hines Ward is, in my opinion, he should be a future Hall of Famer. two-time Super Bowl champion, and a four-time All-Pro, or four-time Pro Bowler. Has accumulated a lot. I would say the biggest accomplishment has to be the 1,000 receptions, along with 12,000 plus receiving yards and about 85 receiving touchdowns. It's a man that's tough as nails, hard-hitting, can block for a receiver. Overall, everything you want out of a guy, Hines Ward is that guy. He is a tough guy, comes and he works. And to see Antonio Brown and Hines Ward in the same, lining up there with the wideouts, yeah, that's going to be fun. Very fun to watch. On top of that, you're going to have your tight end, Heath Miller. One of those guys that for many years, well, pretty much for many years, the 10 years that has been a professional football player, people have always known Heath Miller. He's always been a fan favorite because of how hard he works and how gritty he is. Great blocker. Pretty much Pittsburgh is based on, becoming a team player, being good with blocks, being good with your assignment, doing your job. Heath Miller does his job very well, and I definitely think with him in the fold, he's played with Big Ben, it's going to work well, and I think both of them will do fantastic. And I think I expect nothing but the best from these wideouts. Now, you got to build an offensive line, and we're going to start with left tackle John Cobb, a guy that's a four-time Pro Bowler, played left tackle for the Dynasty Pittsburgh Steelers teams. And overall, a guy that is tough, a guy that will definitely cover your blind spot, in my opinion. Is he one of the best tackles ever? No, not really, but he's going to do his work. He's going to do his job. He's going to come to work, and he's going to be aggressive out there, and he's going to love being aggressive. And you want guys that are willing to just sacrifice a lot, willing to play football, and just be a man, just go for it. And so, honestly, yes, it's going to be very exciting to see Cobb out here as that left tackle. The left guard, Alan Faneca, longtime Pittsburgh Steeler. He was a Jet. He was also a Cardinal, 2 times with the Jets. But he will be recognized as a Pittsburgh Steeler, playing in 158 games out of his 206 games as a Steeler. The guy that's he's earned the right of being a 9-time Pro Bowler, a 6-time All-Pro, and he got a Super Bowl championship with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a guy, like I said, is valuable to his team, and yeah, he's one of the best guards that I can think of the 2000s. So Alan Faneca, overall, yeah, he deserves a lot of credit. I think this is scary good of having him out there, especially next to Cobb. I think he'll make him a lot better, of course. I don't think Cobb needs much help, though. I think this line overall is going to be very, very good, though. Not much you can say, but they're going to have a Hall of Fame center. Mike Webster is a 9-time Pro Bowler, a 5-time All-Pro, a 4-time Super Bowl champion. Iron Mike, a guy that, held a pretty big key piece to the puzzle in terms of the Pittsburgh Steelers winning and having that run game be so fantastic and making sure that the passing and the offense was just running smoothly. Mike Webster's a smart guy. He's a Hall of Famer, and having him on the offensive line, it's gonna make your day a lot better, especially for Ben Roethlisberger. Right guard, Dermontti Dawson. Dermontti Dawson is a guy that, honestly, he was a center, but he was also a guard. You can put him with Mike Webster and switch him around, but Mike Webster deserves to be the center. He will be the center. But Dermontti Dawson at guard, 7-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro. Once again, another Hall of Famer. So, this is a guy that's deadly. Part of that 95 Steelers team that went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Dallas Cowboys nonetheless. But this is a man that was very reliable on the line, very successful during the 90s overall because of his presence out there as a guard. And yeah, I think having him paired up with Mike Webster is dangerous. Alan Faneca added to the mix, and Cobb. It's just a really solid line, and I think they're going to be scary. Right tackle, Tunk Ilkin. So overall, like I said, I love the guard and I love the center. That's for sure of the Steelers. The only thing I would say I'm more pessimistic about, and that's because I don't really know that much. I've never seen him play as much. Is Cobb and is Ilkin. So I haven't really read much into them. I don't really know what to expect from them. So yes, I am a tad bit like, all right, well, what's going to happen to the blind side, both on the left and right side of Big Ben? Will it be, will it be in danger, or what will happen? In my opinion, I think they'll be fine. Their line is very, very talented. Ilkin is a two-time Pro Bowler, so, if he was not a Pro Bowler, I would be kind of worried. I'd be like, all right, well, does he know what to do? You get some Pro Bowls in there, You definitely should feel like you're doing something right, and I think he is doing something right. I really, like I said, I enjoy the fact that they have a solid line as of right now. Two of the best guards ever in Faneca and Dawson. Pretty much one of the best centers of all time in Webster. A dynamite offensive attack. So I don't think there's really not much to be worried about here. Other than that, just doing their job and making sure that everything goes and runs smoothly.